The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has dismissed rumors that he intends relocating Nigeria's capital to Lagos State when he becomes president of Nigeria in 2023. The APC Presidential Campaign Council on Monday distanced Tinubu from the insinuations, describing it as false news and misinformation being propagated by some elders allegedly on the payroll of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. Recall that former military President Ibrahim Babangida had relocated Nigeria's capital from Lagos to Abuja on December 12, 1991, exactly 31 years ago, for many reasons, including convenience and security. However, there have been rumors that Tinubu, a former Lagos governor, plans to return the nation's capital to the state. How true or how fake is this claim? Maybe we will know as the horse trading ahead of the 2023 elections continues. Elsewhere, the news that the new governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, sacked 3 traditional rulers installed by his predecessor, Adeboyega Oyetola, pending review of their appointments, has remained a subject of discussion in political circles. One of the newly installed monarchs, the Owa of Ibajo, Oba Adeboyega Famudan, is the immediate past chairman of the All Progressive Congress in the state. The former governor had also approved the appointment of 30 permanent secretaries, appointed new chairman for the State Independent Electoral Commission, as well as recruited 12,000 workers in the state civil service. However, all the decisions have been reversed by the new governor. Adeleke said all employments in any capacity in all the ministries, departments, agencies, commissions, boards, and parastatals of Osun carried out after July 17, 2022 have been nullified. He was actually declared winner on July 17. But tongues are already wagging. For instance, the State House of Assembly, which is populated by APC members, has already tackled the new governor, saying he cannot unilaterally take some decisions, especially those backed by law, such as the reversal of State of Osun to Osun State. Will the situation be the same if it were another APC governor that took over from Oyetola? Maybe not the way it is happening now. So tonight on the program, we'll be interfacing with Barrister Olumide Braithwaite. He is a member of the APC Grassroots Shetima Tinubu Independent Campaign Council. Together, we will be looking at some of the issues in the polity. Barrister, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So how are you?
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and the campaigns.
Yes, we're busy. As you know, we have about 87 days from
so
today.
you are counting?
Of course, we're
meaning every hour counts?
Yes, it's a countdown, essentially. And with each passing day, you know, we have various challenges that we have to deal with and face. Topical issues.
Yeah.
The one that you initially mentioned on the program here.
Yes, it's actually one of our tidbits, and that is where I want to ask you a question. How soon, when Tinubu takes over, will he relocate the federal capital to Lagos? Because even though a claim, but it is gaining traction.
Well, let's put an end to that ridiculous rumor. And I'll answer it in one sentence, essentially, so that we put this to bed.
Okay.
The capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the seat of government is in Abuja, as
Yes.
entrenched under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1999. That's it. There is no constitutional provision for anything other than that. Our candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, intends, upon assuming office, when elected by the grace of God, to carry out his duties and his functions to the best of his ability in the Federal Capital Territory,
Yeah.
here in Abuja.
But where did this story start? You know, there was this encounter, you know, impromptu encounter between Atiku and Tinubu at the airport. And I think Atiku jokingly said, are you going back home? And then Tinubu said, no, I have relocated to Abuja or something. Is it from there that some people now turn it upside down, that he's actually planning to move the capital to Lagos?
As I said, there's no iota of truth in that. It is nothing more than fake news and another distraction. You journalists, you have to sell papers, you have to sell news.
No. Well, we filter here. As far as Daily Trust is concerned, you know, people, in fact, we are a medium of verification, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
There have been so many fake news, disparaging news to the person of our candidate, both on social media and elsewhere, all totally unfounded, and all have been dismissed without any iota of evidence, and we stand by that. Of course, it doesn't dissuade us from our mission, which is to rescue this country from where we are at this point in time. And we believe that our presidential candidate is the best qualified person to lead Nigeria out of this.
But how much are you putting in terms of actually speaking out? Because, you know, Nigerians, they are really gullible to some extent. They take whatever gets their way, unless they get a superior argument. And this issue of taking Abuja to Lagos or to Southeast or wherever, you know, it has been going on for a very long time. Whenever elections approach, they say, okay, when you have another person from any other part of the country, the tendency is that he will take the federal capital to Lagos. I don't know, because some people just see Abuja as if it is part and parcel of the north, which is not true, because when you look at the map, it's actually strategic at the center.
Absolutely.
So why are people reducing campaign to sentiments these days?
Well, I can't really speak for others and what motivates their direction, but certainly for us in the ICC and in the APC, we are resolute in our determination and in our mandate to put this nation back on track.
Yeah.
And again, our candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was the former governor of Lagos State.
Yes.
I am an indigene of Lagos, but you will know that it's a very cosmopolitan state. We have all ethnic nationalities there, and there's no conflict in religion or tribal conflicts. And that is the model that Nigeria should actually focus on and try to replicate
across board.
Across board in all the 36 states of this federation.
Yes, I will have many questions on Tinubu, but let's look at our second tidbit, which is Osun State. Of course, the story broke 2 days ago, but it has been trending. The sacking left, right, and center of key government functionaries, like the permanent secretaries, almost 30 of them. You are a barrister. In the eye of law, where does this stand? Because the new governor said from 17th of, the month he was elected, when he was declared winner, that any decision taken by the new governor is more or less a nullity. Is this correct in the eye of law?
It's not really for us to comment whether it is correct or incorrect. As the first citizen of Osun State, he has every right and discretion to take such actions. Of course, we know that it is typical if an incoming governor from another party, as opposed to a governor that is leaving from another party, wholesale changes are made, and even policy positions in those situations are completely abrogated, and a new dispensation will usher in new
they call it executive orders.
Yes. Now, of course, any aggrieved parties are entitled to challenge this in the court of law. The Osun State governor himself only just recently got vindicated at the Supreme Court with his election on, I think, July, was it?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's not new in our system. It's not new in our history.
People actually dismantling all the blocks mounted by... Anyway, some are alleging that the outgoing Oyetola actually planted landmines for him, because these 30 permanent secretaries, you know how tough and difficult, I mean, in terms of financial resources to maintain a permanent secretary. Recruitment of 12,000. What was the original number of civil servants in the state? And then conducting election at the twilight of somebody's administration. So some are saying even the outgoing governor did not actually the right thing. I don't know.
Well, in politics, people are always
entitled,
throwing charges, throwing claims, making false accusations, and throwing mud in each other's eyes. So it's not unusual. And as I said, aggrieved parties have recourse to the courts in order to resolve those differences. But the actions of the PDP, who won the last election in Osun State, in taking some of these decisions arbitrarily, is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate. Okay. And this is not how we do things in the APC.
Anyway, we still have more to talk on APC, but still in Osun, the State Assembly, you can see they have started firing back, saying that the governor cannot just unilaterally change certain things that were backed by law. Even though, as far as Nigeria's constitution is concerned, we say Lagos State, Ogun State, Borno State, Zamfara State. But, you know, Aregbesola, I think, was the one who changed the law to have State of Osun, and Oyetola, you know, who took over from, you know, Aregbesola, maintained it, even though they had their issues towards the end of this man's administration. I think the first tenure, that was when they parted ways. But this governor now, he just passed another executive order saying back to Osun State. And then even one of the monarchs, the throne, or is it that his elevation was set aside, was the chairman of the ruling party, I mean the APC in the state. Are they really not complicating things for themselves? These are mundane issues that ordinarily people in Osun and Nigerians shouldn't have been served at this moment, at this critical moment.
As I mentioned earlier, it is very unfortunate, the actions of the new governor of Osun State. I think we have to get to a position in Nigeria and politically where, irrespective of our political leanings, irrespective of ideological differences, we should try, in the interest of the public and the electorate, to keep those institutions intact, and not let them override our personal or political.
All right, thank you very much. Leanings. But closely related, which is our main topic of our discussion, happenings in the APC now, with the departure of Osun from the powers of APC. You also don't have Oyo; it's a PDP state, and Ogun is shaking because the relationship between the governor of Ogun, and your principal, Ashwaju, meaning 3 states will be a serious problem for your campaign.
Well, that's your considered opinion.
Not my. I'm just asking a question.
No, that is an opinion because we are speculating in the run-off to the general elections what the prospects are. The elections in Osun are far gone. I believe that the lessons learnt have been digested, and fully absorbed. And our rollout plan, our campaign strategy, and our activities since then have showed how strong the APC is, not just in the South-West, but also we're making inroads. And it's not for me at this forum.
But you feel free to talk. This is politics,
yes,
daily
but
politics.
It's not for me at this forum to disclose our political strategies to our opponents.
But we are discussing things that are, you know, in the public domain. A situation whereby your comfort zone is threatened, because this is the perception that, okay, ordinarily you should have win Oshun, but it slipped. Oyo, since not in the coffers of APC. And then Ogun, as I said. So you are left with maybe Lagos and the Ekiti and is it Ogun? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I beg to differ.
Ondo.
I certainly beg to differ. Obviously, your postulations and surveys and forecasts as to the elections,
which is legitimate in politics. You know, you have swing states. You have, you know, state that you will say this is my state. Even if I didn't campaign, I'm sure that I will get it.
Yes, we in the APC and in the ICC are very confident of our position at the polls. As regards the likely outcome of all the states, that remains to be seen. I think some of the political parties should actually concentrate on holding their states and even consolidating, rather than bothering themselves as to what the ruling party, which is the APC, what we're up to and how we intend to hold on to power. But
with this dicey situation, going to your neighbors, I mean, some of the southeastern states, what are you planning? Because the Labour Party, for instance, is said to be, you know, really gaining momentum there, it is its comfort zone, all the southeastern states. Unlike southwest, where we now have some mixture, rice and beans. Let me use the local terms to explain.
Our presidential candidate and leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a totally detribalized Nigerian. He's a revolutionary leader. He's a bridge builder. He is an achiever. He has left records there to be scrutinized. His record is unblemished. And therefore, it is normal in campaigning to come up with postulations, as I mentioned. But that does not distract us from our ultimate goal. And I'm glad to say that our political train is marching full on, full steam ahead. And we are very confident of our mission.
We woke up to this story that your candidate will embark on about 8 days or thereabout, from the 4th of December to 12th. He will leave the shores of Nigeria. This is at a time when he was accusing Atiku Abubakar of being Dubai-based. Now, from the time he got the ticket of APC, you can imagine the number of times he left the shores of Nigeria. So who is actually calling the other trotter?
Globetrotter?
Yes, of sorts. Yeah, because he said Atiku is always traveling out. Well, that for him, he's going to remain in Nigeria. But here we are now that he's going to embark on foreign trips, that he will go to US, he will go to London, he will go to France and other European countries. So how do you reconcile this?
There's nothing to reconcile whatsoever. It is an open secret that the presidential candidate of the PDP doesn't live in Nigeria. It's an open fact. However, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the other hand, has demonstrated himself as a patriotic Nigerian. You will recall the NSAS incident, where, again, the press tried to run him down, and he came back to address the situation.
But he was abroad then.
He was abroad, but he came back. Let me recount. It's not too long ago. So let me refresh our memories.
What we are saying is...
Apart from that, excuse me.
Yes.
Apart from that, he has never docked any appearance that was not unwarranted. And his schedule in the last few weeks, we are young men, relatively young men. I dare say that we ourselves will be challenged with that schedule. You know, here is a man that people have been saying all manners of things about.
Yes, like not participating in the...
No, I wasn't even
debate.
referring to that. You're talking about age and all those kind of things that have been dismissed. What I want to assure Nigerians today is that the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu that ruled Lagos, that has empowered a whole generation of leaders.
Yeah.
And I don't want to start mentioning names now. This is the ticket. This is what Nigerians can expect in the next government. That he is going to have a hands-on approach with youthful, vibrant, energetic team members that will administer the affairs of this nation.
But this does not dismiss my question, that why is he accusing Atiku of always living abroad, when he too is also...
Well, I'm not aware of him always, as you put it, accusing Atiku. If there was a comment on it, why don't you journalists, you know, address it and then move on, rather than trying to create...
And some are even saying maybe he is very tired now. He's not really actually going for tours, but maybe to attend to his health, considering some of the things that happened in the last couple of
Again,
months.
I want to reassure you that all those rumors and fake news are nothing but rubbish, utter rubbish and hogwash, what we call hogwash. There's no iota of truth to them, and it is time for our political opponents to address issues rather than non-entity, nondescript issues.
Okay, now going forward with the campaign, what should we expect? Because there is this allegation. I remember a spokesperson of the PDP campaign, as in Charles Aniago, accused Tinubu of really shying away from campaigning at the national level. I mean, saying that this is what our party, APC, has done at the national level.
You mean PDP?
Yes, he's spokesperson of PDP.
Yes.
Yeah, Charles Aniago. He said that Tinubu, you know, and you people, the campaign council and the grassroots campaign, all of you, that you are actually showcasing what he did in Lagos rather than showcasing what the APC did at the center. And he also punctured the claim, like this road in Lagos, which was done by the federal government, by Babangida Ikeja through Attorney and Maryland, were constructed by IDB. This was what he said. These are some of the things that the campaign, Tinubu himself, and many those around him, you know, saying that, okay, we have achieved in Lagos, and this is what we are going to replicate.
I don't really understand your question. I know
because it's straightforward.
It's not really a question.
It's a question.
It's not a question.
Barrister, I said,
it's not, you've
why
pretty much
are you
gone
not
round.
campaigning with achievements of the party at the national level? Whenever you are saying you want to talk about Tinubu's achievement, you only talk about what he did in Lagos.
What else are we going to talk about what he did? Has he governed any other
He's going to
state?
be the president.
Well, let me answer
why not say President Buhari has done this, Tinubu will
let me
also do
answer
this?
your question.
Okay.
Because
okay, you understand the question now.
Well, the question is labored. It's not really, it's a tough question to answer because it's not really, it's nondescript.
No, it's straightforward, Barrister. Okay.
It's a very, it's not even an issue.
Okay.
The antecedents of our candidates are commonplace. Now, the same formula, the same vision, the same way that he was able to accelerate and progress Lagos State is what Nigerians have to expect. Listen, we are in a very, very precarious situation, economically, security-wise, environmentally, so many challenges, globally. And you look at all the candidates. You look at all the candidates, and people are fed up. We know that. We know that. But what we're trying to say is that this man this candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, possesses the wherewithal, possesses the knowledge, possesses the experience, has the capability in order to achieve what we're looking for.
Do you all believe in what the APC did in the last 7.5 years, and you will build on that?
What do you mean? Do we believe? You have.
Yes.
I'm having issues with your question.
I'm asking questions ordinary Nigerians will ask you, Barrister, because the issue is that, you know, when I want to take over from you, whenever I come to talk, I will cite some of your achievements and say, okay, vote for me because I will do it.
Well, what you should maybe say is recap.
I will continue. Yeah.
What are the achievements of the APC in the last 7 years?
Yeah.
Certainly, in terms of delivery of infrastructure projects, this government is unparalleled, cannot be compared with the PDP government of 2015 in terms of its project that it has rolled out. The Second Niger Bridge is one very, very obvious example, and we can go on facts. You can go on fact-checked a lot of these projects. The rail, infrastructural projects, roads. No other government in recent times has constructed the number of roads, kilometers.
Okay, now this said, going forward, are you really thinking of talking to some of the leading contenders like OB or Kwankwaso in order to, you know, strengthen your chances?
Are you talking about possible collaboration and alliance?
Yes.
Well, you know that in politics, what they say is that there are no permanent friends,
no permanent enemies.
No permanent enemies. And as you know very well,
only permanent interest, right?
Yes, and as you know very well, Peter Obi emanated from a fallout from the PDP.
Yeah.
He was Atiku's running mate in the last general elections. And I believe that all the shenanigans, all the intrigues that is going on in the PDP right now can only augur well for us.
There is opportunity, most likely.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much. This is how far we can go. Barrister Olumide Bressworth, member of the Shetima Tinubu Grassroots Independent Campaign Council. We thank you for your informed perspective and hope to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Yes, well, we'll go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll be talking to the Special Advisor on Information Management and Strategy to the Governor of Gombe State as we discuss oil discovery in the north, among other issues. Please don't go away.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
The Executive Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduja, OFR, welcomes all distinguished invited guests, speakers, panelists, and other participants to a one-day national interreligious conference scheduled to hold in the state. Theme: Harnessing Nigeria's Religious Diversity for Sustainable Peace and National Development. Date: Thursday, 1st December 2022. Venue: Coronation Hall, Government House, Kano. Time: 9 a.m. Co-chairman of the occasion: Sheikh Abdullahi Balalo, National Chairman, Jibu. His Eminence, Cardinal John Onekan, Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja. Special Guest of Honor, Alhaja Amina Ado Bayero, Emir of Kano. His Eminence, Dr. Julius O.O. Abe, the Primate, the African Church Nigeria and overseas. Professor Shehu Ahmed Said Galadanji CON, Murshid, National Mosque Abuja. You are welcome to Kano, the center of commerce. Announcer Sheikh Muhammad bin Uthman and Most Reverend Peter Ogumuyua, PhD, Co-Chairman, Conference Committee.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. We now have Shuaibu Garagombe in the studio to discuss recent developments in the Northeast, including oil discovery and other issues. Welcome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes. Barely 2 months as special advisor to the governor of Gombe State. And before this, you held similar portfolio of sort in Kano. How is the transition in brief?
Well, I found myself working with Engineer Rabi Musa Konkoso and also working with Governor Inua here now, all as special advisors, using different portfolios. In Kano, I was advisor on sports.
Yeah, and this is the area that you are really famous.
Yes, but I mean, it depends on, there's no job I cannot do. I can only not be an accountant, I can be a doctor or engineer. But any other thing outside that, I will do my best.
Okay.
And also, the two of them, one happens to be an engineer trained to spend money, while one happens to be an accountant trained to keep money and manage it. So, of course, you are going to have differences. But honestly, it's, I learned a lot under Engineer Rabi Musa Konkoso, and also I also I'm learning also under Governor Inua here. And people thought that it's just now that I'm meeting him. Inua is a brother. Okay. And 2011, I was part of him. In fact, I was one of those who drafted his manifesto in 2011. Unfortunately, we couldn't work together. I decided to stay on my own, but now he found me worthy to bring me. And I'm sure I have taken his brief, and I will do my best to make sure.
You are talking on information management and strategy ahead of campaigns, ahead of transition. What is your expectation?
Yes, the expectations actually from me by my principal is that to completely redesign the information management infrastructure, architecture actually in the state, and also around him and around his government to propagate his good deeds. He's doing so much, but less is being heard about it. Not that those who are there are not doing their job, but actually we need to improve it. And that's why we are coming up with a lot of innovation, even though we are slow, but we are going to get there to make sure that what the good deeds or the good work he has been doing get propagated and spread all over the country, and not only in Gombe State, but the world at large.
Yes, politics in Gombe, to greater extent, is seen as semblance, even though not in terms of magnitude, with Kano. Now, how are you finding it? Because there are big challenges also, and we are approaching election. You have the NNPP's Hamisu Melentarki, right? You have PDP's Babel Jibril, NRM, Abubakar Sanusi Suleiman, SDP, Kelmi Jacobs. So what is it?
As far as I'm concerned, there's no contention in Gombe.
Sure?
No, there's no contention. This one, NNPP candidate, Melentarki, I will advise him to go ahead and continue to sell his players. He's a players exporter, so let him continue to export players. For PDP, Gombe Government House is not for kindergarten, neither is it for amateur politicians. The other one, I don't know much about him, but as far as I'm concerned, on the account of what Governor has achieved in Gombe State, there's no contest. I think they're just wasting their time.
But you see, they said NNPP, for instance, is actually making an inroad in states in Northwest and parts of Northeast. So are you not threatened?
Which part of Northeast? Yes.
Gombe, for instance.
Not West because of Concourse. Yes,
Yes.
of course. But not Northeast. There's nobody. Even the chairman is from Gombe. Which can the chairman of AMPP, Professor Alkali, deliver his word? Can Melenteki deliver his word?
He was here. We hosted him, and he said...
I wish you hosted him with me.
No, we will invite the two of you.
Yes.
We will invite the two of you. But
Yes.
when he came, he said he believes that they have what it takes to take over from your principal.
Of course, politicians, sometimes they can come and say anything. But the electorates have the final say. So anybody can come here on stage and tell you all sorts of things. But we are talking about in practical terms. Let him go to Gombe. Let him show us how he's going to defeat Inuaihaya.
But you see, the locals, people want money to trickle down to their pockets. And you said your principal is an accountant, meaning they are meant to manage money.
Of course, we have been hearing that. They say he doesn't spread money. How do you expect an accountant to behave? The job he is doing is enough to show that people should make a choice.
Like what?
Do you want to spread the money? You want to spend money to people, put money into individuals' pockets and not to work, or you want to work and not to put money into people's pocket? And at the same time,
in what sense? You know, in Ekiti, we had a governor who said, okay, he was there for stomach infrastructure. Your governor is there for what?
That is another word for corruption. Any governor that is telling you he's there for stomach infrastructure, he's there to steal money. It's very practical. Governor Inuaihaya has reduced recurrent expenditure into capital, raise capital expenditure.
Like
that is
what?
That is what we are saying. In terms of infrastructure, first and foremost, there is no governor in Nigeria that has renovated the entire primary healthcare centers in his state like he did. Did in Gombe State.
You mean up to what level?
In terms of, yes, into what level? There's no, and now he has recruited about 400 health workers who are going to be deployed to man these health centers. In education now, we are coming up with an innovation about the mega schools. These mega schools are going to be a model that not only in Nigeria, the entire West Africa can copy from that concept of mega schools.
So if I understand, you believe that he will not be defeated?
Who is going to defeat him? Give me the name.
Just last week when Atiku went to Gombe, former governor Dankombo was there. You know, and it's like...
Which Dankombo? Dankombo that can, after 8 years as governor, he cannot win his own ward for a local government to get elected into the Senate? Is that the person you are talking about?
Maybe
when I went to Gombe, what was the size of the people in the stadium? Rather they came, they were regretting even to take a stadium. They preferred they could have taken a small football field in Gombe because there was virtually nobody. And all the main characters, what I mean the main hench people who could have given even us a threat in Gombe PDP were partially absent.
But Atiku will definitely give a big fight to get Gombe because it is...
We are talking about governorship.
Yeah.
I am not talking about presidency. We are talking about governorship. You said Gombe.
But if he didn't get the governor, how can he... Of course, the presidential election will but you know, there is this ripple effect. If he wins the presidency in Gombe, what will stop him from getting the governor?
There are two characters here, Atiku and Dambarde. Who is Dambarde? Atiku is known, we respect him. He's an elder, but we also have our own candidates. So the issue is that the person you're talking about, who is representing PDP in Gombe State, who is he? This is somebody who is incurably ambitious, verbally acidic, and mentally disrespectful. How can such a person lead people? What we are looking for is Gombe Government House is not for amateur politicians, it's for critical thinkers, highly matured-minded people like Inuaihaya. So there is no way you bring anybody and think he can just have it easy it's not a bread and butter politics to get to government house.
Recently, the president was at the Kolmani oil field where he actually inaugurated, paving the way for oil drilling. And how do you receive that as a person?
We thank the president for at least bringing that idea of oil drilling in the Northeast back. When General Sani Abacha started it, it was suspended. Obasanjo came and suspended it for whatever reasons, and our leaders kept short. Now, President Buhari brought it. Unfortunately, as at the time President Buhari was bringing back the project, the group managing director, Lekt Makantibaru, who happens to be from Bauchi. And because of what we understand and what we had, because of his own ambition, they decided to play politics and tilt almost everything into Bauchi. Where this oil was discovered has nothing to do with Bauchi State. From
How do you mean?
Yes, from where the oil well is.
So
it's a place, I'm coming. The oil well is in a place called Kaltanga Mamuda.
Okay.
Kaltanga Mamuda, in Thai district, Pindige Emirate, Ako local government area of Gombe State. Between Kaltanga Mamuda, where the oil is, the Kolmani is a river. Okay. That's why they took it and named it Kolmani. It's supposed to be in Kaltanga Mamuda. The ward head of Kaltanga Mamuda is the owner of the berry farm where this oil well is. Between that place and Alkaleri is about 2.5 kilometers.
2.5.
2.5 kilometers. So how?
What about the other side?
How does
this is quite close?
No, it's 2.5 kilometers towards Bauchi. Kaltanga Kolmani 1, Kolmani 2, Kolmani 1 oil well, Kolmani 2 oil well, Kolmani 3 oil well, Kolmani 4 oil well, and Kolmani 5 oil well. All the 4, 2 to 5 are in Gombe State. It was only Kolmani 1 that is
which was inaugurated last?
No, Kolmani 2 is one that was inaugurated. And because of his hypocrisy of certain institutions, of government institutions like National Boundary Commission and even NMPC, they tried to follow the trend and tilt it towards Bauchi. If you go there, the district...
Nobody tilted it towards Bauchi.
No, they did. They are calling Bauchi. Bauchi has no business with it. Has no business with this, for goodness sake, for crying out loud. Let us be frank. Let us be serious.
So are you saying that the oil well belongs to Gombe State?
Even if you ask INEC alone, if you ask INEC alone, they will tell you, we have polling stations in Kaltanga, Mamuda, and the Kolmani. Where do they belong? Those polling units, are they in Bauchi or in the Alkaleri local government?
Are you saying now the oil well is in Gombe State?
Of course in Gombe State. There's no need to start calling Bauchi. I told you, I gave you the historical antecedent. Let me give you 2 other instances.
Okay.
One of the officials, senior officials, very senior officials of National Boundary Commission, Dr. Bose Ahmed, who happens to be from Gombe, from the same Pindiga. In 1985, he was writing his thesis in BUK for his master's in history. He covered the history of Galadima Emirate in Gombe from 1825 BC to 1984. Under the Galadima, he clearly stated that Kaltanga and Thai district, Kaltanga ward and Thai district are under the Galadima. Alkaleri and Bauchi has nothing to do with Galadima Emirate. Galadima Emirate is in Gombe State.
But what geologists are saying is that on the surface, even where the president inaugurated is actually part of Alkaleri.
How can it be part of Alkaleri? I'm just telling you, the district head is alive. If you go there now with every search engine, with any geographical apparatus, to Google there, the location you stand there is going to give you Gombe State, is going to give you Kaltanga Mamuda, is going to give you Thai district, is going to give you Pindiga Emirate, is going to give you Ako local government in Gombe State. So I'm just telling you simply because the former GMD, the late GMD is from Bauchi. That's why they try to play politics. And NMPC followed them. And we are not going to accept this injustice. Let me even tell you. Let me tell you this. The documents, I'm coming. The compensation they paid for the land where this Kolmani 1 was dug, we have a document.
Kolmani 1 or 2?
Kolmani 2.
Yeah, okay.
Kolmani 2. They said they are taking the land from the farmer, who is the district head of, the ward head of Kaltanga Mamuda, to construct access road for public interest. That was what they wrote. And do you know how much they paid him as compensation? 117,000. And now they dug oil well that is worth $3 million.
No, is it 110 million or how much?
117,000.
117,000 naira?
Yes, naira.
This was how many years back?
And it was in 2000 and 17.
So if I
or
understand,
thereabout.
there are so many issues to be trashed before.
That's what we are saying. If we want, people are saying we should be peaceful. There's no need to fight between Bauchi and Gombe. But if you want peace, you have to be just. I can now see why this agitation in Niger Delta, why the Niger Deltans are agitating for every single decision that's been taken, simply because of this kind of injustice. We have seen the justification of what they are doing. You cannot come to Kolmani and tell us, you cannot come to Kolmani. NMPC are the worst of it. You cannot come to Kolmani and tell us it's Bauchi State.
They didn't say it's Bauchi. I think they say it's a border between Bauchi and
There is no border.
Gombe.
Depend that border. Let the National Border Commission
Even Dr.
come and tell us
Aliyu
the delation.
Tulde also
something
traced the
kilometers.
history.
No, yes, that's what I'm saying. We have a history, and we have the facts on the ground. I said even INEC to come as a witness to tell us, do they have polling units in that
But you know,
area?
you have different parameters if you are talking about population, if you are talking about border, if you are talking about mineral resources.
Let me tell you one thing, Hamza. From that place to Alkari is 750-something kilometers. NMPC went and constructed a road. Why did they construct a road from Pindiga to that place? There's just 20 kilometers. Soft land, straight. They would not even construct a single bridge.
Maybe Alkali is closer to the mirror. You know, there is
nothing closer. Pindiga is more closer. Soft land, if they really want to do it. Do you know even this? They went and built one hospital. They say it's corporate social responsibility. They left it open. Even a needle, they did not take.
So I want to understand now. Are you on the same page with people of Gombe State and the governor on this matter?
The governor is a just person, and he is ready. He has sworn to an oath to be fair to all manner of people of Gombe State, and this is a test case. He has made it clear before the president and before everybody. That place is in Gombe State. That place is in Gombe State. I have read so many stories from Bauchi. Even the governor of Bauchi State was talking about establishing an oil and gas academy already in Alkaleri. Can you imagine? And NMPC are the ones supporting them. And I want to tell NMPC to be very careful with this and be just to the people of Gombe State. We want an independent jury to determine this issue.
This conversation definitely will continue.
Our governor is a very respectful person. He respects the president. That is why you see he is choosing his words. But the community has a say. They will tell you that oil is an exclusive list of the federal government. Yes, but the community has a right. The law determines that before you dig 1 inch in my community, you get my consent. Till today, nobody has a copy of any letter from that area, from any emirate to show, or from the district, that there is community consent before they start digging that oil.
We are at the preliminary stages, and if care is not taken, maybe by the time the real drilling will commence, your children will not even be ready to actually take active, we are not saying position of authority in that area. What are you doing to actually train your children to be part and parcel of this project?
We are not saying this we are saying this not for ourselves.
Okay.
It's for the future. Maybe me, I and you, or even the governor, may not be either alive or strong enough to benefit from this.
Well,
but we have to
set
the records straight. We must set the records straight. Everybody must come clean to equity. Let's sit on the table. Let all the institutions that are responsible to determine this come and tell us where this is, because we need an independent jury. It cannot come as you start telling me, I marry a wife, then somebody will come and say, you want to share my wife with me. It's not possible. That particular place.
So in summary, just mention 3 things that you want the government to do going forward. In summary, in 30 seconds, please.
The National Boundary Commission must come and determine where the boundary is.
Okay. Because
there are 3 places that makes it difficult for you to determine a boundary.
Yeah, okay, the second one now.
No, wait, snow, ocean, and desert.
Okay.
In this case, it doesn't belong to any of these 3. This is a land,
so they should go and
boundary is coming to determine that boundary.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2, NMPC must stop saying
it's border between Gombe
and Bauchi until that is determined. In fact, not even the media, that some of them that had compromised and they have been saying Gombe and Bauchi, it is purely a Gombe thing. NMPC should construct also a road, just like they did on the other side, to construct from Pindiga to that place because it's shorter and 20 kilometers.
And
then
finally,
also NMPC
finally, yeah.
should come and review the compensation they paid. You cannot tell me fraudulently that you want to take my land for access road, only for you to come and find oil that is worth $3 million, and you are giving me 117,000. There is even one owner of the land that was given 47,000 because the consultant of NMPC, who is based in Kaduna, that is a real estate surveyor, is the one who did all this, and that is not acceptable to our people.
Thank you very much, Shaibu Garagombe, Special Advisor on Information Management and Strategy to Governor Inir. This issue is very topical. We'll definitely invite you or somebody from Gombe and Bauchi to continue the conversation. Thank you for coming.
Exactly.
Well, viewers, that's a wrap on today's program. Thank you very much for watching, and do join us again. I am Hamza Idris. Bye-bye.